Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Chairman, and for your willingness to come here and to update us. Last week, the Treasury Department announced that leaders from Treasury would begin to meet regularly with leaders from the Fed and from the White House to discuss a possible CBDC, central bank digital currency, and other payment innovations. In the statement, it was mentioned, and I'll quote from it, it said that the Fed is encouraged to provide periodic public updates as it continues its research and its technical experimentation on central bank digital currencies. I was wondering, first of all, when you might be expecting to share some of these public updates. What's the timing on that?
So we did go out for comment in general on a CBDC a year or so ago, and I do expect we'll go out. I can't give you a date, but we'll certainly go out and engage. We engage with the public on an ongoing basis.
Yeah.
We're also doing research on policy and also on technology. That's what we're up to.
I'm aware of the Boston Fed has a partnership there. The Hamilton project over there with the folks from MIT Media Lab, they're doing a great job. But it says here that the discussions would include technical experimentation. I was just wondering, at what level are you talking about making decisions on architecture for a CBDC, a retail CBDC?
We're not at the stage of making any real decisions. What we're doing is experimenting in kind of early stage experimentation. How would this work? Does it work? What's the best technology? What's the most efficient? We're really at an early stage but we're making progress on sort of technological issues. The policy issues are equally important, though. We haven't decided that this is something that the financial system in the country want or need.
Right.
So that's going to be very important.
Right. Well, I think I speak for the chairman as well. Would love to have more dialogue with the Fed on that, and maybe bring in the folks from MIT as well, and just make sure that Congress and this committee is as up to date as others. Let me switch over to FedNow. There are some champions of digital currency and stable coins in particular that continue to cite the need for faster payment systems. However, as was earlier mentioned, the FedNow is a service that the Fed is working on to finalize that will allow for instant payments between bank accounts. And the Fed has a target release date for FedNow between May and July, which is right around the corner. Do you see any reason why cryptocurrencies would provide faster payments than the FedNow system? And would this offer, with the transparency of FedNow, would it offer distinct advantages over some of these stable coins that are touting faster payments?
What FedNow will do is it will enable all the banks, any bank in the United States, not just the big ones, to offer instantly available funds and real-time payments to their customers. That's what it will do. So that's a great thing. A CBDC, I think you're asking whether a CBDC would serve some of that, but a CBDC is going to be years in the evaluation, and I think we can get this into the hands of the public very quickly, and I think we'll have real-time payments in this country very, very soon, and so that's a good thing.
It is. I do have an overriding question, and that is, before the greenback, everybody had their own currency. You had rail companies, you had coal companies, you had state banks that were authorized to issue their own currency. But when the greenback came out, all of those various currencies went to zero because everyone had, because the greenback had the full faith and credit of the United States behind it. I'm worried about a lot of these stable coins and other cryptocurrencies. Do they go to zero when we come up with a CBDC that has the full faith and credit of the United States behind it? And we've got thousands of these out there, and you've got people investing millions and millions of dollars in these, well, trillions right now. And I'm just thinking, if we had those advantages built into a CBDC, wouldn't those alternatives go to zero if they did not have the transparency and the full faith and credit that we enjoy?
So certainly unbacked cryptocurrencies that don't have any intrinsic value, but nonetheless trade for a positive number, those I've never understood the valuation of those. Stable coins are actually, many of them are really, they're drawing on the credibility of the dollar. They have dollar-based, they're dollar-denominated mainly, and they have dollar-based reserves, although we don't know what's in the reserves because there's no regulation.
Gentleman's time has expired. The gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Lukemeyer, is recognized for 5 minutes. The Chair of the National Security Subcommittee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you, Chairman Powell, for being here this morning. The reserve currency status of the dollar to the U.S. has enormous financial and national security benefits. In the wake of Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, the Fed